think they got the hint.
So we are opening the November 16th Planning Board meeting. And the first item on the agenda is the Elm Street solar farm application. And I guess we should read into the record the letter from the solar farm. Please be advised that Southern Sky Renewable Energy Dayton LLC requests that its application be withdrawn. So,
I make a motion.
Then,
Wait,
should
hold
read
on.
the rest of it.
uh,
Right here. Second page.
oh, I didn't see a second page.
You don't have it?
I don't have it. I have two of the first page.
Yeah, I
There
have
you
to
go.
do the same.
Alright, this is what, that's what he sent to Heidi, this is what Heidi replied,
Uh-huh.
and then he replied back, so.
Oh, so then, but is this something for the public? So at any
I
rate,
think so.
because
Yeah, why not?
they've written a letter to withdraw the application, we are required to vote to approve the withdrawal,
To accept.
to accept the withdrawal. So now I'm asking for a motion.
I make a motion to accept the withdrawal.
Without prejudice.
Without prejudice.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That is that. On to the next item on the agenda, which
Do we have a
is,
time?
oh,
Yeah,
we
it's supposed to be
we
6:15.
have to wait 5 minutes
Yeah.
in case anyone
Sorry.
else comes in. But feel free to set up.
You wanna talk about the, splitting of attorneys?
Oh, sure, why not?
Would you like me to read it?
Yeah, please, go right
Okay.
ahead.
Following letters from our council, Blackman, Bobrowski, Mead, and Tollerman, LLC, to the Town of Dayton Planning Board, 979 Somerset Ave, Dayton. Dear Heidi, please be advised that effective January 1, 2017, Blackman, Bobrowski, Mead, and Tollerman, LLC, is amicably dividing into two firms, Mead, Tollerman, and Costa, LLC, and Blackman, Bobrowski, and Haverty, LLC. Both firms will continue to service clients in a broad array of matters relating to municipal, land use, and real estate matters. Currently, Blackman, Bobrowski, excuse me, could you wait a minute, I think, instead of putting that in front of all of us?
No.
Okay.
Is it in the way?
It's gonna
No,
have
no,
to
it's,
get-
No, all
I
right.
can see the TV there.
Okay, they can see. Currently, Blackman, Bobrowski, Mead, and Tollerman serves as counsel on your behalf. We would look forward to an opportunity to maintain this relationship at Mead, Tollerman, and Costa LLC. However, as the client, it is entirely your choice to determine who will continue to represent your interests. We have enjoyed working with you and remain committed to continue representing you in these matters. But should you choose another firm, we will abide by your decision. We ask you to inform us as soon as possible of your decision to ensure that we may ensure seamless transition of the legal matters we are handling for you. Upon receiving your decision in this matter, we will prepare any necessary paperwork to allow for a proper and expedient transition. Should you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact us. Sincerely, Lisa Mead.
If the board has any questions, I met all of you at the last meeting. I'm Adam Costa. I'm a partner of Lisa Mead at the current firm and at the new firm as well. So I'm happy to certainly answer any questions you might have since you happened to bring it up tonight.
I mean, I only been here like going on 2 years. Lisa's been here forever
Lisa's been here
with the board, right?
Yes, Lisa's been representing the board for a number of years. And I, for one, I would like to continue the relationship with Lisa.
I second that.
Would seem for continuity's sake, that makes obvious
Absolutely.
sense. I don't
Was
think-
that a form of a motion?
I will make that in form of a motion to retain the firm of Mead, Tollerman, and Costa LLC as the planning board counsel.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Alright,
We appreciate that.
I'll Patty gets the tape so she can do the minutes, so that we got to get started and yeah, easy enough.
Is Heidi joining you tonight, or is she?
She's, at the hospital hoping to greet a new grandchild into the world.
Good for
Oh, that's
her.
great.
Do you mind if I take her seat? since she
Please
won't be
do.
joining us?
I see.
She warmed it up before she left.
She was actually here.
Oh, was she?
Yeah.
Boy or girl, does she know?
I don't know.
Girl.
Is it a girl?
Yeah. So I don't have the agenda in front of me, so I don't know.
What did you do with that? I thought you just had,
No.
I did.
Nope, that's just the,
Well, the only two items.
Yeah, it's only the second item.
it's Hunter's Hill, we're just continuing the special permit.
All right, so
Yeah.
And it was 6:50.
now we are continuing the, public hearing for the Hunters Hill, amendment or
Amended conservation subdivision plan.
of the subdivision plan.
Good evening.
Good evening again.
Been a while, 2 months.
It's been a long time,
We
yeah.
had a great summer.
You're welcome to come forward if you like. It's up to you.
For the record, I am Swan Santos with Insight Engineering.
They know who we are, right?
Now you're gonna make it difficult for me.
Sit down.
Okay, back in March, we were before the board, and, for the amended subdivision plans for Hunter's Hill. And just to bring you up to speed, what we had proposed at that time was, a driveway off of William Street leading to the clubhouse. And at that time, we just had a conceptual outline of clubhouse, and the board requested that we go forward and put together a full-blown site plan, which we have done. So over the past few months, we've gone through, we've contacted an architect, done some site analysis for drainage, for utilities, and then we've spoken with the fire chief, because that was one of the main issues. If you remember, back in the beginning, we had a boulevard-type entranceway, where we had two lanes of travel separated by a retention area. Chief Roderick felt as though it would hinder his vehicles, providing access to the site. So in lieu of that, what we've done is we've come in and we removed the center boulevard. So it's just a straight 24 feet of pavement from William Street up to the clubhouse. Let's see. On the clubhouse design, as you come in through the driveway, we're proposing to put in a 14,879 square foot clubhouse. The main driveway is here, then there's somewhat of a canopy overhead, and then we'll lead off into the parking lot. One of the other items the board had was the access to the existing subdivision. Originally, when we came through, we had somewhat of a straight shot that went right through. And you felt as though it might alleviate, it might have people thinking it's a straight shot through. So we've taken it and pushed it to the back portion of the parking lot. And we've added two access gates, the key card gates, which they have up front. So we'll put one here, right at this entrance on the clubhouse side, and we'll also put one on the side of the subdivision. So the residents of the subdivision will be able to use their clubhouse by use of the key card. So they'll be able to access back and forth. But the fire department will also have the key card, so they could use it to access the subdivision if needed. But it would, no traffic, through traffic from William Street to the main drag of Anderson Drive for the public.
Will the subdivision have access through with vehicles through that?
Yes,
Yeah.
they will. They will. It's,
Is there only one parking lot?
yes,
It's not divided?
it is, no, not divided.
Cause I think last time we talked, if I remember correctly, the parking lots was gonna be split half, I might be wrong, half for the subdivision.
Yeah, we did discuss that, and what, the chief would prefer is that he has access from one side to the other. By creating two separate parking lots, you've created a void in between that he would not have access straight through.
So he wants to be able to go from William Street past the clubhouse, past the parking lot into the subdivision, is
very-
that what you're saying?
yeah,
Cause it's
it's-
quicker than going all the way around?
Exactly.
I see, that makes sense.
Yeah. And we figured by providing the two key card access, are you going to get people that are gonna cut through? Sometimes, yes, but, you know, it's also a circuitous route through the subdivision, then you have to go through the key card, up here, go through the key card, then you have to go through the parking lot, and then out. So, it's human nature, you know, can't stop everything, but they will have access to the clubhouse.
I was wondering why you had two gates, keep that gate.
Yeah, the more, the more stops, yeah. So, you know, it's,
And is the clubhouse the same size as it was before?
no, it's actually, in the interim, we basically had shown a concept plan or a box the last time. So we've gone forward, and perfect time, come up with a design. So last time, I believe it was about 10,000, so now it's up to 14, alright? With the intent, let me show you the front. Well, this is interesting, I'll show you the front first. Let's see why. This is what they did for the front. So, on a rainy day, this is the overhead canopy in the front. As you would drive up, you would go through here, the clubhouse, and there's an area here for you to drop off your clubs and go into the pro shop. The banquet hall is in the back corner. This is a rendering showing the back of the building, which
Facing the pond.
this will be facing the pond, exactly. This is, as you're looking on your plans, the back patio here. So as you're coming out, this would all be the banquet area here, and more of the pro shop towards the front of the building. This is all open to the second story. It's all open. I have a second, let's see, what else do I have here? If you wanna see one in more detail, just let me know, so I'm switching them around. This one here shows, the back also, so this is the back, but looking up the side. As for the golf entrance to the pro shop is in this area. This is an outside bar for use during the summer months, and, the patio area. So over the last couple of months, I know, Mr. Williams and I have been sending things back and forth as far as the drainage and everything. And I do believe we've come to, you know, an understanding of, everything's been addressed at this point. And I don't know if any of the other board members have any additional questions?
Well, I had a number of comments. I mean, I submitted a letter on November 2nd and actually received some additional information back from Susan. There are a couple of things about the confirmation of I don't know if the board's received anything independently from the fire department on this, if they requested it.
The chief requested I send an email to Heidi, yourself, and himself, and showing the changes that were supposed to be made, which I did.
Okay.
Because his intent was then to stop in and talk to Heidi, because I guess he's in here, on a weekly basis. And he felt that that was the best line of communication.
So I guess to confirm that with Heidi.
He had, of course, he had the, changes to the boulevard. He also, requested a hydrant be moved on the plan, which we did. So it was for better access. Originally, we had it over in this area here, and he would like it, and so we moved it over to this. So as you're coming down, he would, have access to the hydrant before he would get to the building.
So the hydrant is obviously just servicing the clubhouse, and there are other hydrants in the subdivision, so,
Yes.
well, that
Yes.
makes sense to not have to go past the burning building to get to the hydrant.
We can,
So it looks like it's about 500 feet from the road of subdivision up to the last gate before the parking lot, is that correct? 158, 153,
So this section here,
Yes.
so if this is 0, station 0 is 100, there's a 200 there,
okay?
300, it's a little more than 300
Oh, all right, a
feet.
little more
Oh,
than 300 feet.
325.
Is there gonna be speed bumps in here?
No, we haven't proposed speed bumps. I
I-
think once you get through the card, I mean,
It's
300
a pretty
feet.
I mean, I think there's a lot of, you don't have a direct path through the parking area, I mean, it is, slowing things down.
Yeah.
I think they've done a lot to do that. I think, one of the things, typically in a subdivision, it's usually your hydrants every 500 feet, but that's when you have houses on them. This is more of an entrance
Mhm.
driveway, and really the important thing is to have the water at a location where the fire department can access it.
Yeah, I can't imagine anybody opening that gate, driving around, to get out, to
Some-
save.
Well, not only that, you have to go through the parking areas, cars could be backing up and.
Yeah.
Now, are people driving golf carts on that road as well?
yes,
Yeah, so that's why you don't want speed bumps,
no, true.
because they're too low.
Okay.
The golf carts are too low. You
And I
bottom
think within
out.
300 feet, once you have to come to a complete stop to go through the key card, if you only have 300 feet till you get to the next key card,
And you have a curve
I
as well,
don't think
so-
you're gonna be able to.
Yeah, right.
Has the water department been,
Yes, we've actually gone out and done, flow tests, and, which we, also gave the results to the chief, so the water department's been out there, the chief has been on board as far as the
what
flow
size
test.
water main is it going?
It's an 8-inch.
For the sprinklers and everything?
For, oh no, not for the sprinkler, for that, the water main that comes through the subdivision, that is there now,
It's a
This-
10-inch.
this line here is the existing, and then what we need to do is actually relocate it around the building. So, this is that is the water main that's, serves the subdivision.
Does it go all the way out to
Yes.
the other street?
William Street, yeah,
Yeah.
from Anderson to Williams.
So the system is looped.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Mm.
That makes the most sense.
But it's also being serviced by the town water for the sprinklers, right?
Yes, it will
Yeah,
be.
there's a separate fire.
Separate,
Yes.
separate
Separate
water
fire.
line.
Once the architectural plans are finalized, the mechanical engineers will actually put together an actual size of the sprinkler.
the clubhouse is gonna be tied into your on-site wastewater treatment plant, is it not?
Correct.
Have the calculations been updated to reflect that, or was it already in
Yeah,
there?
that was from the beginning, when we did the study for the treatment plant. It was done for the 140 house lots and for the clubhouse.
And the clubhouse?
Mhm.
Yeah, cause that was part
At
of
the size that it is
Okay.
now,
All right.
Yeah, we're very close to getting that thing started, the treatment plant. Very close.
One of the issues I think we talked about at the last hearing was one of the service, the electric service, is that gonna be underground all the way from William Street?
Yes, there's a pole out on William Street, so they're probably, talking with National Grid, bring it across the street with a pole, and then at that point, that can go underground.
Now, we have electric all the way down to the clubhouse, where the clubhouse is going out. We have electric all the way down, because right now, we have a leacher field,
Mm-hmm.
and we have 2 huge pumps in there, so we can probably take the electric from there and continue it back to the clubhouse, instead of going under William Street.
Come in, yeah,
I'll have to take a look at it.
yeah,
National Grid, take a look at it.
Cause that may not maybe that service may already be booked, so, was it for the generator, the pumps?
No, I think yeah, it was designed for the pumps, yeah, those big pumps, and, yeah, just the pumps, and the sewer treatment plant.
So you said the fire chief is still okay with this island here?
Yes.
The island going into the parking lot?
Yeah, as far as peeking it, it was a clear shot from William Street up to the building.
Okay,
He was
No,
not
he
really
wasn't,
concerned
okay.
about the parking lot.
excellent, thank you.
Okay, so. You're indicating on the plan that the building is 14,000 square feet, but that's basically only a first floor. But your rendering shows it appears like it's two-story,
It's open to the second story.
so they're vaulted ceilings
Yeah.
throughout?
Yeah, which that could be changed
Yeah,
on another plan later on, we don't know if we want
this is,
that higher ceilings, you know,
the floor plan is
way too high.
pretty much what they've come to,
Just give you an idea of what we're gonna be doing.
let me see if I can,
Cause this is kinda like typically a development like this would have like a separate site plan review, but you're within the domain of
Mhm.
so you're looking at what is you have adequate parking.
right, so as far as there's nothing up, so this is the front of the building. So as you can see, this is where the banquet hall is, and it's all open to,
Okay.
Yeah, so we might be changing that because it might be too high,
it's a lot of,
yeah, a lot of empty space, you
a
know.
lot of empty space.
Yeah,
A lot of heating.
Yeah.
So basically what you're
So-
thinking of doing is to lower
Lower
the,
that roof line down.
lower the roof line down
Roof
to,
line
okay.
But this is the,
Accommodate it.
this is the
Okay.
floor plan, that's basically.
Well, I asked that too, cause you had space for an elevator.
That, you know, also it's like, well, in the future, if they need to,
Okay.
if they do wanna add on,
Alright.
it's just leaving it as a space, so. Alright.
But if you add on, then that means you're gonna have to come back.
Exactly, yeah.
That's why I questioned the elevator when you said, they were looking at the
Mhm.
space of the floor, and it was
Right.
14,000, why do you have an
Yeah.
elevator?
I mean, at the rendering, the second one before this, we actually had 2 stories. It was a much smaller footprint, we went down to like
Mhm.
8,000, but then it just didn't flow as well as they would,
I mean,
like
to
it
do
to.
a ceilings that height for heating purpose.
Yeah, right, that's
Yeah.
right, yeah.
Exactly.
So-
Yeah, it'd probably be changed a little bit.
That's huge.
Yeah.
But it's basically the look, I think that's, they like, it's gonna have an open, you know, the higher ceiling, it's definitely have the island, and, you know, it's the look that they're going for as far as the timber, the structure and.
Those in this?
No, don't waste your time.
Straight into my eyes.
Do you want me to bring it forward to you?
Yeah, please. So are your, I assume all the parking calculations are all
They're all
incorporated
based
into this?
on the pro shop, offices, the banquet hall, and which include, and the grill,
With the grill.
yeah,
And based on 14,000 square feet.
yes.
Do you see like having weddings there or anything like that?
Probably small weddings.
Small wedding,
Unless a big one comes up.
Well, you can
I'll
open
tell you,
it.
it's always better.
It's seating
Oh,
for,
believe me, I know
for
that.
136.
Waste of money anyway.
Let's not even get it that way.
136, it's not,
Did
It's
my
not huge.
second daughter's wedding in a place like that.
when it's not Venus de Milo, but it's smaller.
So all of these numbers are capacities in the squares?
The,
133, 136.
no, that's I'm sorry, that's a square footage.
Oh,
No, it's not
no,
a square
no,
footage.
47.90. But I'm just saying, 124 in that men's room is gonna be a
Ooh,
crowd.
that's gonna be,
Yeah.
that's gonna be tight.
Somebody's gonna come up with
Wow,
their
that's
shoes
almost
on.
routed and, yeah,
So-
okay, I'm not sure what,
What those numbers relate to.
Okay.
yeah, I'm
So
sorry.
it's not
Is
capacity.
that square footage?
Yeah, we do have square footage.
Yeah, the square footage.
It's
there.
underneath.
And what's the number underneath it? Is it,
So we have 4790 for the banquet
Just
hall.
might be the number of the room as it relates to the rest of the plans.
Yeah,
That's
like
what
C,
I'm thinking.
136.
Yeah.
Probably.
So that
Yeah.
would be, yeah, cause they're all different
They are
numbers,
all different as I'm looking at it.
123, 124,
Mm,
so that's what it is.
yeah.
So based on the square footage, you can calculate, see how many people are gonna be in there, right?
Yes,
I knew you were gonna do that.
So,
and you can do it by seats too.
190. And that parking sufficient? I mean, by whatever laws are, I mean, I would assume
Yeah,
that
I think
that's
if
the
we go back
case.
to, if we just flip back to,
how many parking spaces is-
I'm sure it will.
It's in our rules and regs, what we have.
Yeah.
I just don't,
Yeah, I don't know what the
I don't know what they
ratio
are.
is off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Tweety.
I'm sure it was designed under your rules, in the way.
Where does it say the parking, amount of parking spaces?
Here we go.
Seven
One
hundred.
sheet.
Parking
Yeah.
requirements.
Right.
Space per 200 square feet, 6 spaces. Restaurant, 180 seats, times 2.5 is 72. Grill room, 60 seats, 180, so I miscounted, I counted 190. So 180, 60 seats, 24, 122 spaces. Okay, now I've got a big golf tournament going on, then where do they all park?
Well, you can't really run a banquet and a golf tournament
yeah.
at the same time. So, I mean, I think it would be,
No.
if you have a big, golf tournament, they may be eating in the banquet
I was
facility.
gonna say, would it be
It's
part
It'll
of
be
the
one or the
tournament,
other,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be another
So
function
they'll play
going on.
golf and it's this.
Go eat
that's what they say,
afterwards.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be an additional function going on.
Oh, yeah, again, as long as it conforms, that's really all you can ask. I'm just thinking practically, if you have people parking along the sides here because you have more than you thought you were going to.
Well, yeah, that's, I think,
And what size is the golf course? This was approved long before I showed up,
how many holes? 9?
9 holes. So then it's not gonna be 4 times 9. There's not that many foursomes, it's not that big a thing.
No.
Probably most of the people are coming from the subdivision that are golfing.
Majority, yeah. We have done other golf courses and we did a lot of comparison back and forth as to what they have and what we've been, other cities and towns have regulations is basically breaking down for a locker room, for a golf space and all that. So we just compared it and we're definitely within the realms of that, so.
Well, the public won't be able to get in anyway, they won't have any pass.
Will the restaurant be open to the public?
Yes.
Yeah. Just have to come up the drive.
Any concerns, Peter?
I know, she addressed most of them, which Peter?
So,
Both of you.
mine are pretty much addressed and,
No, I'm okay, I'd like to see this thing get going.
yeah.
I just had, some of the questions, like on the, I had the question about the test pits for the pond 5, I think I'll put a recommendation that we do a test pit within the pond prior to
That's fine.
construction of the site.
Mhm.
There may be something similar on the, make sure that the plantings for the bioretention areas, that's submitted,
Mhm.
so those would be conditions of the amended decision.
That would be
And
fine.
I provide those to the board.
I guess now we have to turn to the attorney to see what.
Hasn't missed anything?
I don't think so. I don't have a copy. I had asked Heidi for one and she didn't, I don't think she provided a copy of the original decision that we'll be modifying, so I can either assist with or I can